Hi, this is Bill Lampton, a longtime associate of Beau Henderson's, and I've come to get, as many people have, a different interpretation of the rich life by knowing Beau, listening to his program, reading to his book, having conversations with him. Beau, your slant on the rich life is rather unique. What do you mean by the rich life?
Well, what I learned, Bill, after a lot of years of working with clients around Northeast Georgia, me personally, I bought into this philosophy that if I had enough stuff and I had enough money, that I would be fulfilled, I would be happy. That was the answer. And you hear that.
Which is that's a common approach, what many people think.
Yeah, we hear it every day in conversation. If I made another $1,000 a month, I'd be okay. If I hit the lottery, I'd be happy. But what I learned over time, and I'll tell the story that really made this concrete for me, was that if you're not happy with where you are, you're not going to be happy. The money's just going to magnify the situation or who you are or where you are or make you more of what you are.
And that's why we do see many people with great wealth who somehow seem to be miserable.
That's right, and that was where the story started for me. Personally, I spent my 20s trying to see how impressive I could look, how much I could accumulate, what kind of real estate portfolio I could have. And of course, all of that can be taken away very quick. We saw that. And in doing the financial planning, I had a great meeting that I was very excited about with a client that was a multimillionaire. Biggest client I'd had up to that point. And went into Chateau Alon, really fancy subdivision. Drove up through the cone trees, through the arched driveway.
You might, even you could feel a little intimidated at this stage.
Well, it's like one of those, Mitch, you were about to meet somebody that you wanted to be like. It was kind of that feeling going to the meeting.
He's got what I want.
That's right. And within 10 minutes, so going up, this is who I want to be. He did every financial goal he'd ever set by reputation. Within 10 minutes, I found out his third wife had just left. So he no longer speaks to his kids. He's estranged from his grandkids. His health was shot. So in that moment, it was like coming face to face with finding out there's no Santa Claus or something.
Yeah, he's virtually alone.
Yeah, he was alone, and it just totally shook my definition because the way I understood it, I think what most of us are sold, the way we're marketed to, is that money equals happiness, right? And I was sitting here with a guy. By that definition, he should have been the happiest guy in the world. He had more money he could spend.
He broke that theory.
Exactly. So on the way home that night, I started thinking about a lot of the clients I've worked with over the years that their families over there in the evenings talking about their experiences, their vacations, or laughing with their grandkids. They're doing the hobbies, the things they love. And maybe they're the ones that have the rich life.
They seem to be peaceful.
Yeah, they're happy. So maybe a rich life, and that's a point that's always. I want everybody. Bill, I want you to have $10 million in the bank. I really do.
That's one thing we agree on, Beau, among others.
Okay, we'll work on it. So 10 million, but I want you to live a life that actually fulfills you. Because I've seen too many people over the years, just like the miserable multimillionaire I was referencing, that they focus so hard on climbing the corporate ladder. Or when I get to this point, then I'll spend time and we'll travel with my spouse, or I'll do this with my kids. And as we know, the longer we're around, life happens.
Yes.
The plan doesn't work out necessarily like we see it. And maybe my role, instead of being like the 100 other advisors in my city, was to help people get crystal clear on what it is that really fulfills them, and let's utilize your assets and resources to make sure you're creating that in your life today.
So it's a switch in priorities.
It is.
And values.
That's right. And you're moving towards that today, because otherwise, I think what's happened, especially in America, is we give money too much power. We see it as it has this power to make us happy. Money's dead presidents on paper.
Yes, I like that. Dead presidents on paper.
That's right. The context and what it does, if it's good or bad, us as humans give it meaning.
It's strange, Beau, how many people we've seen who win the lottery, and instead of making their life wonderful, in so many cases that they've studied, it has destroyed their happiness.
Well, and you talk about the lottery, we talk about young athletes, we talk about inheritances. We see it time and time again when a large influx of money comes in without going the process of learning the lessons along the way that it took to actually earn that money, it tends to flee from you. And we've seen case after case where it literally can destroy families and lives by having more of it. Because again, if your money habits are bad, if your relationships aren't good, it just magnifies it when you have more money.
Tell us, Beau, where we can learn more. Talk a little bit about your book and your radio program, which really can be accessed anywhere. Tell us about those, please.
Sure. So from the financial planning, this mission of helping people live this healthy, wealthy, fulfilled life on purpose, their definition of a rich life, we continue to help clients, and we talk about that at richlifeadvisors.com. But where I love to engage with people is for them to join us Saturdays at 1 o'clock Eastern on the Rich Life Show.
You call it the richest hour on radio.
It's the richest hour on the radio. And again, it's kind of the twist we were talking about. It's not necessarily, we spend maybe a quarter of the time talking about money and money principles and answering money questions. The rest of it is, we're talking about things, leadership, relationships, health, all the things that make up that clients over the years have told me, this is really what makes me happy. This is really what makes my life rich. This is what I trade all the money in the world for.
Well, tell people who do not live in Northeast Georgia how they can access the program.
Sure. You can always check your local listings or stream live at richlifeshow.com. That's richlifeshow.com. And I'd love to have you join the conversation. Every week we have a big question. We have topics. We talk about everything from success in business, success at home, success in your personal life. Dr. Bill and I here, we've done segments on communication, being effective, again, out in the work world and in your personal world.
Yes, I always feel privileged to be a guest on your show, Beau.
Oh, well, you're a very talented co-host. I appreciate when you participate and add value, and again, you've added a lot of value in my life, in the development of the Rich Life Show, and it's been people. What I found with that mission, with the message and putting that out there, you attract the people that make it something special.
And then finally, the book. How can we access The Rich Life?
So The Rich Life, 10 Investments for True Wealth. Again, that was kind of a compilation of me trying to get the philosophy in one place. Because what I was running into, depending on who asked me and what the context of the situation was, when they said, what do you do or what is the rich life, there was a different answer. So The Rich Life, 10 Investments for True Wealth was me getting into one place what I'd learned from clients, what I'd learned from mentors, what I'd learned from doing the radio show for the last 5 years. And it's a lot of, there's some money principles, but again, it's that holistic, that healthy, wealthy, fulfilled life on purpose that we keep going back to. You can find out more about that at richlifebook.com. It's on Amazon. Happy to say this past year it hit #1 bestseller in finance and personal development.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that. But again, just great to see the feedback. And for me, what's so rewarding is to hear the stories, is to hear people say, wow, that was the perfect thing for me to hear at this time in my life. And I'm going to stop sleepwalking through life, get clear, and I'm going to start living the life that lights me up. Because that's what the world needs.
Beau, thank you very much for sharing your very significant, unique, and valuable definition of the rich life. I know that our viewers and listeners appreciate that.
I appreciate it, Dr. Bill. Always a pleasure. Always have a blast doing anything with you.
Thank you very much for being with us, and Beau and I will be producing more video conversations, and we invite you to be with us then. Thank you.